Evolution Festival started 2 years ago, so 2016, and the idea was to try and provide a platform for young artists that we were meeting with and talking to who didn't have an opportunity to present their work. And so we thought what we should do is try and create a moment in the year for those guys, so people who were sort of 18 to 25 and need an opportunity to perform. That's the genesis of the idea. What I've seen over time is that it changes a young person's life sort of fundamentally from being shy and lacking confidence to somebody who is brave and can go into a room and have a conversation with somebody and express themselves very effectively and be incredibly articulate about their ideas. Opening that discussion up with artists at 16 or artists at 14 or artists at 25 and really hearing what they have to say, where they are, gives you a really clear picture of what's happening with your society or what's happening in the wider world, and then you're able to respond more effectively. What we're seeing is that there are young mixed race and black artists that are passionate and wanting to make new and different kinds of work, and those are the people that we meet and those are the people that we want to give space and voice to redress that balance, to think about everybody being able to have a space.
I think storytelling for youth is very important. Some people don't have like an outlet or just a place where they can go and see things that they relate to. So I think it's really good in terms of sparking discussions, making people feel like they are not alone with what they're going through, and it just really is a nice way to just express yourself and be able to just enjoy life and enjoy theatre.
Victoria.
Holborn.
Hammersmith.
Myland. Bromley by Bolt.
Victoria.
Holborn.
Fields is about exploring a black male experience, a black male relationship with not only each other but with money, and how we talk about it and how it affects our relationship and the choices that come into play. I see youth theatre the same way I see feminism. So youth theatre is important, and it's something that we have to work on, something that we have to promote and strive for, something that we have to put in theatres. It's something that we have to fund. We spend so much money funding absolute crap. We fund the lottery, oh my God. And we need to fund youth theatre, and I think it's important for me personally to support black theatre, to support black styles of theatre, to support what black stories look like and what they feel like, and support black actors and creatives. You know, there are more in the wing than just kind of actors and directors. There are producers, there are people that are involved in the fashion aspect and, you know, the media aspects. There's so much, and I think we're often working in a field where there's so many people that want to be involved but don't know how to be. And so it's important that we have theatres that not only support the work and the content but support the people. A lot of these programs have a way of putting black people on stage, but then are they employed after? Are they programmed? Are they getting paid? We have to find a way to take youth theatre further. Youth theatre has to put money in pockets, it has to pay bills, it has to open doors, it has to change the news, and currently I think we're playing it too safe. I think what we should be doing is pushing inclusivity to a place that's never been before. You know, it's not enough to just have like 3 black people in your office. Who's making the decisions? We need to kind of infiltrate diversity within the arts, and then on top of that we need to really focus on the content that we're creating. Just kind of be harsh about the choices we're making, about who's writing and what story are we telling and who's saying the story. I saw a play last night about these historians, and this woman of Caribbean descent was saying, people often tell my story, but they told my story in their voice. We have to literally meet these people out on the street, bring them into the theatre and let them tell their stories for themselves. We don't need Roy Williams to write all the plays. We don't need the same 6 writers, and I think that's what we should be doing. And I think what we could practically do is find ways to go into schools. It's not enough. We need to break the stigma that theatre is just for people that want to act. I think theatre is therapy, and I think when we introduce it as therapy, everybody can relate to theatre and everybody can relate to telling their stories. A lot of people feel a type of way because they haven't had the opportunity to speak, and we need to let them speak.
Stains started late last year,
It began with a collaboration between the Lyric and Wimbledon College of Arts, and in collaboration with an amazing set designer called Rania El Fari, we came up with the idea of doing a play on microaggressions. Then we reached out to our communities, we reached out on social media to members of the public for them to tell us their stories. Then I had lots of material, and now we have a team of about 9 people who are all putting in their efforts to make Stains. And Stains is what it is today because of them, and also the people that told us their stories. When I tell people that I'm putting on a play at the Lyric, they're like, oh my God, like wow, you're blowing up. No, I'm not blowing up. This is a theatre who has decided to put their backing behind young people, and I know that I'm extremely grateful, because I know that if I was to try and put on a show and do it all by myself, I'd have other fees, like a rehearsal room fees, I'd have to split it with the bar and like tickets and all of these things, and I don't have to worry about those things. So as a young director from the Young Vic, it's really taken away all of those stresses, and I can just focus on what it is, the story that I want to tell, what is it, the message that I want to tell, and also make mistakes and know that, you know, people are gonna they're gonna be a little bit lenient with that, which is great. The culmination of different voices, whether it be theatre, drama, music, poetry coming together, I think it gives an opportunity for young people to be heard in a society where they feel like their voices aren't as heard. This is a movement of people that are just starting to work together and do things. And with the help of the Lyric and festivals like Evolution, we can put more of our work and more of our voices out there. And so whatever it was that Black Voices was before, it's certainly changing today.
The Blind Truth is a very physical story, I want to say metaphor for Black oppression, also celebrating Blackhood, being Black, who you are, your culture, your heritage, all of that is kind of in play. It's set in a dystopian world in the future, and it depicts kind of the aftermath of this war that was led by injustice and inequality, and kind of seeing the hope and the oppression as well. I would say it's very ensemble based. It's very much about the whole company, so it doesn't necessarily follow a certain character or a certain story, but it does give way for people of colour to be creative. So then I was inspired to write work that would allow me to create my own vision and enable my words to run true as well. There needs to be more spaces for young creatives to create work. I feel like there's not that many resources for young creatives to actually create, and for a place like the Lyric to give the chance to someone like me who has never done anything like this before, but they're giving you the experience, they're giving you their knowledge, the space, and to be able to access their audience as well. I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing.
Like jealous of them, this is your bitch. I'm the reason why you never say, never go and tell her, go and tell her. Go tell her, go tell her. I'm the reason why you never say, never go and tell her, go and tell her. Go tell her, go tell her. I'm the reason why we only getting better, go and tell her, go and tell her. Go tell her, go tell her. I'm the reason why you never say, never go and tell her, go and tell her. Go tell her, go tell her. You lot are too lit, man.
A lot of people who grow up feeling like they're other, feeling like they are not a part of their school group or their football team or whatever it is. And I think the arts is a place or a thing or a platform that can grab them and give them that sense of belonging. On an individual level, it changes lives.